Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are getting some guidance for you about your career. So we're just going to see what messages Spirit has for you today regarding your career. If you've been maybe feeling a little bit confused or just want some reassurance, we'll see whatever comes out in the cards. And with that said, please feel free to pause the video, pick whichever pile is speaking the most to you, and let's get into today's reading. Hello Pile 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose the orange owl, this is going to be your reading for today where we are getting some career guidance for you. So this might be some advice from Spirit or messages of encouragement if you've been maybe feeling a little bit confused or just want some reassurance about your career decisions. So we will see what comes out in the cards and let's get into it. What career guidance do you have for Pile 1 today, Spirit? What career guidance do you have? Okay. We have the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands came out together. Interesting. So first of all, right off the bat, there's a connection to creativity. There might be a new work relationship or a new romantic relationship coming in that's going to have an effect on your career. It's going to be, what am I trying to say? You are at the beginning of a cycle where you are going to be feeling very inspired with whatever you're doing in terms of your career. There's a connection to creativity, but it doesn't need to be creative. It's just talking about like feeling excited to show up to work every day because what you are doing is feels very stimulating. Like it's a fulfilling project that you're working on, to put it that way. So we are going to get more cards for you. Okay, what career guidance do you have? Okay. All right, so the next two cards also came out together, which is interesting. So that might tell me that this reading might have two separate parts where the Ace of Cups and Knight of Wands are like one message, and then the next two cards are the next message. So we have the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Cups. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, there might be a message here that choosing to pursue something that makes you feel very inspired and very passionate might take you away from something else that is not as fulfilling for you. This might be a bit of a tough decision to make in terms of, like, if you are a very practical person, it makes sense that, if choosing to pursue something maybe a little bit more creative, a little bit more outside of the box, outside of your normal comfort zone, might be scary because it might come with like a lack of security, and it could be a message like you could be feeling like, should I actually take the plunge and go for this thing when I have to leave, something behind in order to do that? And I would say that with the Queen of Cups here, there's a message to trust your intuition. That your intuition is telling you something for a reason. So those are some intuitive messages right off the bat. We are going to get your Oracle card. There might be some additional context there. We have the Rainbow. I love this. Okay, it says the most difficult part of a situation is over. So, yeah, if you've been worried about the path that you're on, and maybe like the potential outcome of choices that you have been making, if you felt like you wanted to take a risk on something, and worrying that something is going to go wrong or that it's not going to pay off, there's nothing to worry about. The most difficult part of the situation is over, which the most difficult part might have been making this choice. So I don't know how that resonates for you, but that might be part of the message here. Also hearing with the Rainbow card, a message about something being over the rainbow in terms of, like the message of pursuing a dream, like somewhere over the rainbow, you can be free. You can have what you want. You can have your fulfillment. And that might be a message there. And I was thinking like there's a separate message because I was also thinking about Follow the Yellow Brick Road, and then I remembered they're from the same they're from the same movie. So there's a strong indication here that if you're choosing to pursue a dream, especially if it's something you might need to take a risk on, there's a message you are on the right path. Especially if it's something that takes you out of your comfort zone. And there might be a message here, and this is just an intuitive message, about walking away from somebody who is being represented here by this Queen of Cups. So this could be a reason why there might be some, like a bittersweet message here about a reason why you might not have wanted to take a chance on something new, because it might have involved feeling like you're disappointing somebody or letting somebody down who you know is a good person, you know, or who you have like feelings towards, and so it could be like this bittersweet energy of, you know, you don't deserve to be left behind, and at the same time I have to do something that is right for me. Might be part of the message there. Again, only take it if it resonates. And if something about that does resonate for you, I think that there's also a message of reassurance that somebody who is genuinely embodying the energy of the Queen of Cups is somebody who will understand. You know, and that might even be a situation where it almost feels worse, you know, when we know that we're doing something that might be like letting somebody else down, if we also know that they understand, you know, they're being very understanding and accommodating, and it's like, I feel worse because you're being so nice about it. That might be something that resonates for you. Or there could be a message that, as I was saying, like the Queen of Cups also represents possibly your energy, and this can be representing being very connected with, first of all, with your intuition, having an intuitive knowing that you need to walk away from something in order to pursue something else, and being very in touch with your emotions. There's lots of Cups cards here, there's lots of feelings here, and you might be kind of going through the emotional basically like going through the emotional ringer right now in terms of like feeling all your feelings, and just being very connected to feelings. Again, the good news here is on the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Like, I think that you're being encouraged. Like, first of all, you are on the right path. The most difficult part of this is already over. Like, to just lean into the excited and passionate feelings that are being represented on the Knight of Wands. And to know that when you choose to follow the yellow brick road, you know, follow the path of intuition that might take you away from something, it is leading you towards something that is definitely in alignment with your divine purpose. And then the other way we could interpret the Queen of Cups, and this might resonate for you, that the Ace of Cups in particular is tied to creativity, but the Queen of Cups is tied more to jobs where you are healing, nurturing, providing guidance, providing consultation, counseling services maybe, or anything that has to do with using your intuition. So doing any types of spiritual work, that might be resonating for you as a part of whatever we're working on here. And if it doesn't, if it's not really related, then there may be some aspect to it that where you might be being encouraged to incorporate more of. There is, if the idea of being in a healing and or spiritual position or a field of work is not quite resonating for you, then I think the Queen of Cups, again, it's just a confirmation that you can trust your intuition and your feelings about making a career change. There's very much with the Ace and the Knight like a go for it kind of energy. If you're already pursuing it, that's great, and if not, then I think it is encouragement to go after it, you know. And then with the Eight of Cups, there's an acknowledgement that it's not easy to, like, change is not easy. It is often uncomfortable, and it can involve like kind of a bittersweet energy of we might need to leave something behind in order to pursue something else. And it could be that what we're choosing to leave behind is not necessarily bad or wrong. It's just that it might no longer be in alignment with our spiritual growth or with our divine path. So that in itself can be a bit of a challenging energy. And the reassurance here is that the hardest part is over. Making the decision here, being represented on the Eight of Cups, is the hardest part of this, because when you choose to pursue things in the energy of the Ace of Cups and Knight of Wands, Queen of Cups, you are setting yourself up for success. And there might also be a way to read these cards. This might be something that resonates for you, because these cards came out in a specific order, there might be a way to read this where you might have already started to pursue something new, something creative, something in alignment with your intuition, that makes you feel very passionate and inspired, that you have been very excited about. And then you might have had a period of time where things didn't work out the way that you wanted to, or you might have had to change what you were doing in a way that was unexpected, and there might be a part of this that you are going to need to leave behind in order to move forward. That might be something that resonates for you. There's a message here that if there is something that needs to be it's like the word that's coming to me is like edited, it's using your discernment to figure out which parts of this are for you and which parts of this are not as fulfilling for you, so that you can go over this rainbow to the beautiful future on the other side. Does that make sense? That might be something that resonates as like, you might be coming to this reading feeling like, I've been in this energy, why isn't it working out yet? The message of the Eight of Cups might be, there's some part of this that's not quite right for you, and Spirit's giving you the opportunity to figure out what that is, and to choose to move forward from whatever part of this process is not fulfilling for you, because it might not be for you, with the understanding that making that choice is the hard part. And whatever you need to, pare down and it's like figuring out what works for you. Does that make sense? So, there's a couple of ways to interpret this reading. I did say, like, these two cards came out together. These two cards came out together. Maybe my initial intuitive interpretation totally resonated, and so the interpretation I just gave might not be for you. It is a general reading. As always, just take whatever resonates for you. But there could be a way to read these cards where this might be a process where you are discovering what you find fulfilling about this new cycle. So with that said, I think that those are the messages that I have for you today, Pile 1. I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. If you did like it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know how this resonated for you. If you like my readings and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Patreon where I post different types of bonus content, and an Etsy store where I am currently doing private readings. So if you're interested in either of those, the links will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching, Pile 1, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Blue Owl, this is going to be your reading for today, where we're getting some career guidance for you. So these could be pieces of advice from Spirit, could be messages of encouragement if you've been feeling confused or like you just want some reassurance about something. We'll see whatever comes out in the cards, and with that said, let's get right into it. Career guidance. Okay, so right off the bat we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Okay. Okay, we have Temperance. So right off the bat, there's a message about maybe taking some time to figure out where you want to be putting your energy, and figuring it out in a sense of how do things work for you, as opposed to how might things work for somebody else, or what somebody else finds fulfilling. There's a message here that you do not need to push yourself to meet somebody else's expectations. It's important to find a situation and a balance that works specifically for you. So there's a message there about that. I will get one more card for you. What career guidance do you have for Pile 2 today, Spirit? What career guidance do you have for Pile 2, please, Spirit? What career guidance? Okay. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So definitely there's a message here about giving yourself time to figure things out. And there is a patient, methodical, committed, hardworking energy. I think that if you would recognize that as the energy that you are putting into your career right now, then there's a message you are doing the right thing, you're on the right path. There might be a message that just to keep going one day at a time, and that by leaning into your intuition, I think things are going to become clearer. But we will get your oracle card just for some additional messages here. We have dogs, which says getting together with friends. This might be a message that your friends might have some important advice for you when it comes to your career and things that you're working on, and it might be important to pay attention to that. And then with the message of temperance, and then the message of Two of Swords, of maybe like taking a break, and the balance message of temperance, of like maybe work-life balance, focusing on your career right now, or sorry, your routine right now. There might be a message to make more time to spend with your friends, your loved ones, people in your life who you can relax and have fun with. There might be a message here that there's no negative messages here, but there might be a message here that if things feel like they might be progressing a little bit slower than you would have wanted them to be, it's because Spirit is trying to give you a bit of a break. Like there's a message that to really focus on finding a work-life balance that works for you, which might involve spending more time with friends. And honestly, with the fact that it's dogs, you might have a dog, you might have a pet who you rely on for that companionship that this card is talking about. In which case it might just be like, make sure that you're taking breaks to, to cuddle with your pet, to take your pet on a walk, to help clear your head, however that resonates for you. Because I think that one of my favorite things that I have learned in spirituality community is that pets, I think, are put into our life to help us ground ourselves in the present moment. When I get too in my head, or I'm getting really stressed out, or I'm thinking about things too much, my cat is there as a reminder of the physical world, and he will come up to me and start meowing at me and want attention and want to play with me, usually when I am getting too much in my head. And so that might be something that resonates for you, as if you do have a pet, they're there to help you ground yourself back into the physical world, if that resonates for you. And there's an intuitive message coming in strongly. You are not doing anything wrong. So I just want to make that very clear, that that's a message I'm being encouraged to communicate. You are not doing anything wrong. And if you resonate as feeling like you've been pouring all of your time, your energy, maybe even investing money into whatever you're working on, and like the energy of the Eight of Pentacles, very focused, very committed, extremely dedicated, like really showing up to your job or your career, your project, whatever you're working on, really giving it your all. There can be almost like a perfectionism side to the Eight of Pentacles, going the extra mile to make sure that you're giving your absolute best effort. And you feel like things aren't moving forward. You might feel like you're being kind of in a holding pattern. Again, like the Pentacles is slow moving energy. The Two of Swords can talk about feeling stuck or stagnant, or like things are just not moving forward right now. Usually there's a message that it's an opportunity. If things are not rushing or moving forward right now, it's an opportunity to reevaluate things, which would be being echoed by the Temperance card. But there's a message here that an acknowledgement from Spirit that might be very frustrating, because you're not doing anything wrong. In fact, you're doing a lot of things very right. And it can be that feeling of like you're giving it your all and not seeing progress. Could be being represented here. And again, the message here would be, if that's how you are currently feeling, it is time to practice patience, as frustrating as that can be to hear. There's time to lean into the message on the Temperance card. And because the Temperance card is associated with trial and error, figuring out what works for you. We're pouring water from one cup into the other cup. We're seeing how they feel. How does this balance? How can I make this work for me? There can be a message in a career reading that trying a different approach. Maybe if whatever you are really working hard on in the Eight of Pentacles, if it feels stuck or stagnant, finding a different way around, experimenting with different things, reaching out to different people, maybe finding a different method to do something, and above all, like bringing a real energy of patience, self-compassion here. And there was a message with Temperance and the Knight of Pentacles. If you resonate as somebody who is perfectionistic, especially at work, if you feel like you always have to go above and beyond to deliver something that is absolutely perfect, there's a strong message to try to lean away from that. You know, you are being too hard on yourself. You are expecting too much from yourself. It is likely that you do not need to be working so hard. You don't need to be pushing yourself so hard. And the advice would be to lean into the energy of, you know, with the Temperance card, practicing patience, figuring out what works for you, trying something different, a different approach. If this is not working, you feel like you're spinning your wheels a little. And then the slow, methodical energy of the Knight of Pentacles is, I'm going to show up every day. I'm still showing up every day. I'm still just as committed to the end goal. However, I'm going to do enough for that day, and then I'm gonna put it down. You know, it's like that feeling of you know, I'm gonna make a priorities list of like my first, like my top 3 priorities, and you know, whatever is time sensitive, I'm gonna take care of it, and then whatever I can leave for tomorrow, I'm gonna leave for tomorrow, because I know that I'm gonna show up again tomorrow. You know, so it's like, instead of feeling like I have to push everything because I can get it done today, I have to get it done today. You know, there's a kind of almost like a proving myself energy to the Eight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a little bit more relaxed, because it's like saying that I know by showing up every day I will eventually finish what I'm working on, finish this project, get to where I want to go, generate these pentacles for myself. I will eventually achieve my goal. I'm taking it one day at a time. I have a steady routine that is healthy and balanced, and it's through this process of temperance that I have figured out how to move forward in the energy of the Knight of Pentacles. And again, there might be a message with the getting together with friends, spending more time with your friends, spending more time with a social group might be an aspect of work-life balance that you are being encouraged to pursue right now, because it might help you release stress. It might help give you a different perspective, however that resonates for you. The energy of the Knight of Pentacles is also very grounded, so again, there could be a connection to making time to spend time just with your pets or with an animal that helps ground you into the physical world. And the last thing that I want to say about the Knight of Pentacles is, as opposed to the Eight of Pentacles into the Two of Swords, where you felt like you were really investing in something and it's just not seeing the progress there. Things feel like they're kind of stagnating. Something's outside of your control right now, that you're doing everything you can. Something outside of your control is causing a blockage or a delay in seeing the payoff from whatever you're working on. The Knight of Pentacles can be a message about reinvesting in something. So it could be if there's a message maybe about taking a course, going to school, doing something else in your part-time or your off time, might be the temperance, trial and error, figuring something out. That's like a different way to approach your career, where you're not pouring everything into something that might not be for you, might not be paying off for you right now. The Knight of Pentacles, you know, going back to school, investing in something, or with getting together with friends. You might have a friend. The Knight of Pentacles can represent somebody else's energy. You might have a friend that you already know, who's going to come to you with advice, who's going to be happy to help you figure out how to move forward in your career. That could be a message, or this could be represent a stranger or somebody that you already know, but somebody who is very practical and very grounded and has like a background or history or experience with your field, whatever you're interested in working on. If you're making a change, maybe consulting somebody else might be being represented by this Knight of Pentacles. Finding a mentor, finding somebody to help you navigate making some sort of change might be something that resonates for you. So those are the messages that I have for you. Again, the reassurance here is you are not doing anything wrong, and that if there's a blockage or a delay, it can be an opportunity for you to reevaluate where you are putting your time, energy, and resources. And there might be, with the Temperance card, there might be some change you can make to how you're spending your time that is going to work out better for you in the long run. The Knight of Pentacles, also a message about earning money. It might be a little bit slower than you want, but the Knight of Pentacles does represent like creating financial stability. So that a reassurance about that as well. And that it's okay to ask your friends for advice, lean on your friends groups, making time for social plans. And with that said, those are the messages that I have for you today, pile 2. I hope that this reading has resonated for you. I hope that it's provided some helpful advice for you. And if you did like it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below, let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And I also have a Patreon where I do different types of bonus readings, and an Etsy store where I'm currently doing private readings. So if you're interested in either of those, the links will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching pile 2, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Red Owl, this is going to be your reading for today, where we are getting some career guidance for you. So this might be some advice from Spirit, might be messages of encouragement if you've been feeling maybe a little bit confused, or like you just want some reassurance about something that's going on in your career. We'll see whatever messages come out in the cards, and let's get right into the reading. What career guidance? Okay. Alright, we do have the Ace of Cups. This card did come out for pile 1, so if you felt drawn to pile 1, there might be messages there for you. What career guidance do we have? Okay, we have the 10 of Swords. Okay, interesting. Okay, what career guidance do you have for pile 3, please? What career guidance? Oh, okay. Alright, we have the High Priestess. Okay. And the Two of Swords. Okay, the Two of Swords came out for pile 2. So again, you know, if you felt drawn to the other piles, there might be messages there for you. Could be a similar message. It seems like a lot of the energy today it's a little bit similar. It's like kind of in a similar vein. Although the messages are also, like, they're distinct enough that, you know, if you didn't feel drawn to the other piles, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, this is interesting. So we're going to get your Oracle card. I do want to say that when I was pulling your Oracle card, Spirit showed me the Wealth card, but they really, really insisted that I take the Bull card. And this card says, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. Okay, so there's a perseverance message here with the bull. You know, bulls are symbolic of being stubborn. You know, I would know as a Taurus. That is definitely true for me. But there, yeah, definitely, you know, perseverance message there. Especially if you feel like there are people working against you or circumstances working against you right now, there is a message not to give up, which might be easier said than done. Hello, pile 3. So to be honest, it's a totally different day. I'm sorry that your reading got interrupted. There was stuff going on outside of my control, and I haven't been able to get back to filming this video until like a couple of days later. So I apologize for that. What's interesting is it's almost kind of related to the message that I have for you about your career guidance in this reading, of like unexpected interruptions, some circumstance, especially with the Two of Swords, like some circumstance that is outside of your control that is causing a blockage or delay, or feeling like things are not moving forward right now, and it's something that you are not necessarily the direct cause of, but it's causing a situation where you might be in a circumstance where you might need to change your approach, or do something different in order to create an opportunity to move forward in your career, because it could be that whatever is being represented on this Two of Swords currently, it's a pathway that's currently blocked for whatever reason. you know, so it's a general reading. It could mean different things for different people, but I just thought it was interesting that we had like a literal interruption to your video, you know, but you know, we did get back into it when we were able to do so. And this video is still going to go out on the day when I intend it to go out on. You know, it's just there's a message, you know, in the fact that that happened, that sometimes things happen, and the most we can do is just pick up where we left off and you know, try to complete our work to the best of our ability in that circumstance. And with do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude, that could be saying that there is some aspect, again, something that's outside of your control that may cause a delay or a blockage, that you know, that you're being asked to stand your ground. And if this is something you would recognize as maybe being caused by a social situation or someone in particular at your workplace, again, there's a message to stand your ground, to be patient, to wait it out, and to try to find another way to your goal. So I want to say that, you know, the bull is very stubborn. I think I was talking about that when we were filming the first part of this of your reading. I think that I was mentioning that the bull's related to being stubborn. So it's like, just don't give up any ground. If there's a question about that, the answer is let's stay here until we are very clear about how to move forward. It's one of the messages of the Two of Swords. It's like, we don't need to move or rush forward right now. We can't really see clearly where we're going. So let's take this as an opportunity to, you know, think about how to move forward, gain clarity on how to move forward. So I think that I'm starting at the end here with the Two of Swords, but I think that's one of the important messages here. And then what's interesting is we have the Ace of Cups moving into the Ten of Swords, and you know, it's like there's a new beginning, there's also an ending, and so, you know, it's a related message. You know, you are on the verge of starting something new that is going to cause something else to end, and that can be, you know, something that happens. You know, when we choose to go through one door, another door can close, and I think the message here is, if you feel like you have recently started a new venture that might be related to this Ace of Cups, something that makes you feel really fulfilled, something that is in alignment with your heart's true desires, maybe something that has to do with creativity. Cups in a career reading can be related to creativity. If it's something that is fulfilling and maybe has a creative aspect to it, some new project, a new job, a new aspect to your job that you have just started, and it has caused something else to end. The Ten of Swords, they can talk about a painful ending, but in a career reading, it is usually not as heavy an energy. It is really just saying, like, we're closing one chapter so we can move forward, you know. So again, right after an ace, that would be saying we're choosing to embrace this new beginning, which is shutting the door on something else, and that's okay. If you've been feeling like you are right here in this process and there was a sudden blockage or a sudden delay or some obstacle here that is, you know, again, it's these are circumstances outside of your control. Just something is happening here that things are not able to move forward the way that you had hoped they would right off the bat. The advice here, the message on the bull, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude, is to keep going. The message here is to keep going. The High Priestess here, there might be a message. There might be a confirmation for you if the Ace of Cups being represented here would represent doing healing work, doing psychic work, doing anything that has to do with keeping secrets or something confidential. Might be related to the High Priestess. You know, we have the moon right here. So anything like that could just be a confirmation that this reading is for you, and to lean into this because you're on the right path. This could also be a message that, especially with the energy of 2 here, the message that I'm hearing with this is to make sure you are continuing to work in partnership with Spirit, because your spirit guides really want to help you push past this blockage. Like, this is saying, like, if your empirical senses cannot guide you forward because your eyes are blindfolded, trust your intuition. Ask Spirit for help. Your spirit guides are there to help you, and that's a strong message here. Like, Spirit wants to help you. If you feel like you've recently started something new, or you want to start something new, but there's some blockage, something here, you know, Spirit is working with you to overcome this, and it might be whatever is happening here. Might just be because something wasn't totally in alignment when you decided just to start this new thing, which is okay. It could be that this may be like almost like a test of faith for you. Like, how badly do you want this thing? How committed are you to this new beginning? And let's prove that to ourselves, our coworkers, everybody who doubted us, you know, and in spirit, and you know, let's just prove that we have what it takes to make it past whatever might stand in our way. And again, the energy of the Two and the High Priestess, the Two of Swords here, is a message I think about, again, working. Make sure you're intentionally working in tandem with spirit, because spirit definitely wants to work with you. And the reason I'm saying that, as opposed to working in partnership with somebody else, is because the High Priestess can also very much be connected with working independently. And so, you know, if there's no other person in the picture, then I would say that this, again, is a message about making sure that you are as tapped into your spiritual gifts as it is possible to be, because your spirit guides are working with you. They're eager to help you with whatever you need at this point in time. So with that said, those are the messages that I have for you today. I hope this reading has been helpful. Again, I'm really sorry for the interruption in the middle. I hope that that wasn't too disruptive to the reading. If you did like it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below. Let me know whether this resonated, how it resonated for you. If you like my videos, you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. I am seeing 3:33 on the clock, so I just wanted to mention that. I also have a Patreon where I post different types of bonus content, and an Etsy store where I am currently doing private readings, although I will be taking a break during the month of May. So if you're interested in either of those, the links will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching Pile 3, and I do hope to see you in my next video.